that you picked the Commanders to go to the playoffs? Did you see them going this far? Were you shocked that Jayden could pull this off?
I wasn't shocked. I was a little bit torn going into the game because, Detroit was my Super Bowl pick, but I was not.
Down in flames.
It was. But for a good reason. I guess I was shocked the most by how clean a game he had. Mm-hmm. I thought that was really impressive. I didn't think that he'd be able to go with no interceptions, no sacks, the quarterback rating that he had. But the thing that this reminds me of, and I talked about this prior to the playoffs, is momentum counts. So they went into the playoffs with a 5-game winning streak. That's meaningful and it's powerful. And at the first year that we won the Super Bowl in New England, we went in with a 6-game winning streak. We lost to the Rams, and then we didn't lose a game after that. And each week you build up a level of confidence. And even though you may not be considered to be as good as the other teams, that confidence builds. And I think that's what we're seeing here. And now they built up another layer of confidence winning this game. And then I just say, in terms of me being surprised or not, I don't know if you have that. Oh.
Wow. Wow, what a graphic.
That's right.
What a graphic.
That's.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know how many,
that's pretty good.
I don't know how many people picked them in the nation, but
pretty good.
I was going to say, Coach, I'll give you props. Because I don't, I would look at all the other pundits. I don't know anybody else.
This was not a popular pick.
The playoffs. So I'm shocked. And that they won. I said last week, I think he can move the ball on Detroit and put up points, but I would be shocked if they won the game. And so I'm shell shocked. All right. But this is the last time I'll be shocked by him. If they win the Super Bowl, I won't be shocked now.
Oh, come on, bro. If they win the Super Bowl, you'd be like,
I'm not picking them, but if they, I think there's 4 teams left.
What you're saying is it's not going to be more
stunning. It would be shocking, but you won't be shocked.
Yes, I get that.
Look,
I understand that.
I'm not putting anything past them at this point. And here's the graph. He's not the best quarterback in the league, but he's been the best in these playoffs. Now, obviously, Mahomes has only played 1 game, but of the 4 quarterbacks remaining, he's first in everything except completion percentage, and he's second. Yeah. And he is the only quarterback remaining that's played road games. Yeah. He's played both of them on the road. He's played a number 1 seed, and he's doing this. Look, the dude's 24 years old. He played 5 years in college, parts of 5 seasons. So maybe there's no foolproof method coming out of college, but maybe that's matured him beyond his years.
Is he still the skinniest?
He's definitely the skinniest.
He is
but it looks like he's going to avoid any problems with that this year. So I want to make 2 quick points, Wilds, and then you go, because this is kind of your adopted guy. One is, we've seen rookies make the conference championship game. They were all carried by great defenses. Yep. Even if they played well, Purdy played well in the playoff run. I won't take it away from him. I don't remember Dieter Brock, who Brew told me about, but we can show you the graphic. They all had top 4 defenses. 3 of them had the number 1 scoring defense in football. He has a below average defense. And the other thing that to me made this less shocking and gave them a fighting chance, Wilds, is this game might have been, while the Jayden Daniels game, also the unofficial death of take the points. 4th down and 3 inside the 20 in a playoff game, no-brainer, go for it. Yeah. First 4th down of the game, they bring Marcus Mariota in the game. It goes disastrously. Dan Quinn doesn't blink. I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you, who Dan Quinn's analytics coordinator is? Same guy who was Brandon Staley's. Which Brandon Staley got run out of town for it because it wasn't working. Right. But that gave them a fighting chance against a Detroit team that had so much more firepower on offense, and he was remarkable. He was really remarkable, and Coach saw it before the year. And when I watch him, Wilds, I feel like how I imagine Tiki felt when he was watching Strahan just blow up into a national figure. Like, that was supposed to be my life. Like, this was supposed to be Caleb. Everything that's happening here was supposed to be Caleb.
Everything.
I mean, it's a weird kind of category 3 and 2.
No, that's category 2.
Not really.
It's a category 2.
That a rookie going to the Super Bowl?
It's
an NFC rookie going to the Super Bowl?
No, very
different
close.
Rookie.
No, you called it, basically.
Yeah.
You called it very close. So Jayden's my adopted team now. I'm a Commanders guy. A little bit of an Eagles guy, too, but also a Jayden guy.
And you're a Chiefs guy at heart,
I'm beloved.
Yeah.
I'm beloved.
You got all the teams left.
I love
not the Bills.
I love sport. Not the Bills.
Okay.
Sorry?
That's a disaster.
Coach, it felt like you were flirting with something that I kind of flirted with last week. I said it, and then I kind of brought it back about the momentum and watching a young quarterback have so much poise. When he said, it's just another game, I was like, it's a little, and I felt like, it's probably too soon. It's odd to say. It's a little Brady-esque. And then now you're saying, hey, when we had momentum and won the Super Bowl, could you see, I guess I got two questions. One, could you see the Commanders going on a Patriots-esque run? And does this just mean that flash in the pan, got hot rookie year, have we already graduated past that? And we're like, you know what? When you go this far, you are officially minted as an elite quarterback.
No, I don't think you can say he's minted as an elite quarterback, because things do. The next year you have to do all these things that you've done better than the year before.
Did you see the names on that list? Sanchez, Purdy.
Yeah, there's a lot.
That was a
Other than Purdy.
Yeah, sorry.
But there's a lot that gets put into figuring out how to stop you, and a lot of time and effort, and smart people really work on that. And so now do you have that second pitch? But the thing that he has going for him is he's got a great perspective. Everything that they talk about with his approach is similar to great quarterbacks. His work ethic, his leadership, his sort of selflessness, all those things bode very well to a what should be a long and successful career.
Brady-esque. Just say Brady-esque.
That's
Brady-esque. That's where I was last week.
I learned my lesson from anointing CJ in year 2, so I'm going to hold off.
Can I add that we've been talking about Lamar. He's trying to develop that playing great in the playoffs as well as you do in the regular season. Burrow, Brady, Mahomes, this guy, Jayden Daniels, they came into the league with it.
Immediately.
Like the playoffs are nothing to him, right?
Yeah.
It's just like a regular game.
Yeah.
Which is a sneaky important thing.
Yes.
Because it just means like psychologically, he'll never have to worry about people being like, oh, you can't get it done in the playoffs.
Right.
Season over.
Well, it's hard to pack so many classic category ones for me into one game. But we can go through the list. First one, defense was cooked. Now, that was a kind of shared belief. I know there were some people that thought, oh, no, they figured something out against the Vikings. No, they didn't. The defense was beyond repair to win a Super Bowl. I don't think the defense was beyond repair to win this game.
Yeah.
So there's one. Second one is this. Hey, crazy idea, but maybe when you get a head coaching job, Ben Johnson, save some of the really cool special plays for the playoff game, like the pretend fumble we've never seen at wide open touchdown.
Specific.
I don't buy that it was Bears specific. I know they said that. That way you're not having one of the goofiest players in the league who just had an X-rated end zone celebration 30 minutes prior throwing the biggest pass of your season. Just an idea that maybe if you had a few more that you hadn't shown yet.
That was a terrible.
I mean, it was just terrible. And by the way, the game, it's a 10-point game. You have the ball and you're scoring every time. You're in it. And then last but not least, who all wants one?
Okay.
Coach, do you want one?
No, just.
We should just. Brew, do you want one?
I'll pass.
Wilds?
No.
I mean, Wilds. That first fumble, how big was it? Did it seem like you lost a grip on the ball? Yeah. The overthrow in the end zone, the pick six, I don't know, guys. But there's now one quarterback who this year had multiple 4 turnover games. And I'm not here to say I told you so, but I don't know. Hard to win that way. And so, now listen, I'm sure the smartest people on football Twitter are going to say, actually, when you look at his overall EPA per play, he played well. But I just think the 4 turnovers are probably disqualifying.
Yeah, I don't think it had anything to do with the hand size.
Well, you don't think the fumble had something to do with the hand size?
I mean, Lamar fumbled with both hands on the ball. You just dropped the ball. But I agree with you that the reason is Goff, period. And I'm not saying, obviously, injuries to their defense. They have 5 starters out and 3 other players, that contribute out defensively. So, yeah. But the 4 turnovers by Goff led to 14 points. And the fumble was the most critical. They could have gone up 10-3 or 14-3. Like you said, they weren't getting stopped.
Pick 6 was pretty big.
And then it's 9-7. Yeah. They because of that, they're down 9-7 rather than being up 14-3. And then, of course, the pick 6. That's another 7 points. So that got them to, now you're rushing. Now you got to start passing almost all the time, even though you have that great run game. And so, yeah, this is Look, I'm not saying they got to get rid of him and get a new quarterback. They can't win with him, but this game was on Goff.
Well, with the -5 turnovers, teams won 4% of the time. So you have every turnover, your odds of winning goes down substantially. So there's that element to it. And I do think if it had been a clean game by Detroit and a clean game by Washington, then it would have just been who had the ball last probably would have won the game. I'd say the other part in terms of the defense being cooked, they were cooked against Minnesota.
Yeah.
But they brought a ton of pressure. So they pressured 22 times, and it was very effective. So they tried to pressure this game. It just didn't have the same effect on Jayden. So they ended up trying different things. They ended up pressuring Jayden 12 times in this game. So what was a really good answer against Minnesota wasn't a very good answer this time. And because of the volume of injuries, they couldn't slow them down. So now when you're giving the ball away, the point differential just becomes too great.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.